Hi, my name is Jesse Clements, and I'm an electrical engineering major at San Antonio College and a member of the SAC Motorsports team. Our team decided to use the existing Odyssey vehicle that was participated in previous events as a platform and improve its functionality versus developing a new vehicle from scratch, which would have been unrealistic expectations. Um, we felt this to be the best approach considering limited time constraints from COVID-19 mandates. My role was to research comparisons between a 500 watt and a 1000 watt fuel cell and its safety measures that were implemented to the existing Odyssey vehicle for participation in the upcoming tournament. And by comparing the 1000 watt cell on the vehicle against the 500 watt cell, we found that side by side manufacturer specifications suggested factors such as weight, along with other outputs from the fuel cell to make the 500 watt to be the more efficient choice. However, the research is ongoing and has not been completed, and these are just initial observations. Now, a hydrogen fuel cell is a power source similar to a battery. It's a device that uses an electrochemical reaction to convert energy stored in molecules, turning it into electricity. The electricity is produced and used to power our team's vehicle. And hot air, clean water, and electricity are the byproducts of hydrogen fuel cells. So it makes it fully sustainable and it's a zero emission source of power. The hydrogen fuel cell on the car was found to be safe and its current location to be optimal. A firewall divides the electrical components and the driver, and the system features a hydrogen sensor that recognizes a potential short circuit in the unit, which allows continuous power in the event of a failure in the mechanism. The fuel cell functions as hydrogen gas enters the channel within the device, and molecules of hydrogen create a chemical reaction with a catalyst that separates it into positive proton ions and negative electrons. Now, the positive proton ions combine with oxygen and they turn into water and steam and are the byproduct, while the electrons are negatively charged and they turn into the electricity through a circuit within the fuel cell. Now, the electricity turns a motor that we've placed in the back of the vehicle, and at the tip of the motor is a sprocket, and the wheel is connected with the sprocket. So as this spindle is turning, the wheel is turning with it, which gives the vehicle power, and it propels it forward in this manner. So there's a porous electrolyte membrane within the fuel cell where the membranes, I mean, where the cells pass through, the molecules pass through. So hydrogen is the most abundant element on Earth. It's found all around us. Its use is in various industries, and it was first discovered in the 1800s by physicists who took oxygen and hydrogen and he combined them with an electrode and he got power. But the power at the time was a very insignificant amount of power. So he didn't think much of it at the time. And it wasn't until the 1900s where someone else came along and used a similar process and was able to generate enough power to actually function a welding device. Now, at the time, a lot's changed since then. We now know that hydrogen is a better fuel alternative than gasoline, obviously, because it doesn't leave a carbon footprint whatsoever. And the fuel cell, its byproducts are water and steam. So it's a much better choice over carbon monoxide, which is deadly to humans. So in conclusion of my presentation, it should be noted that there's potentially a great future with hydrogen fuel cells in the automotive industry particularly. An interview with 1,000 automotive executives and their representatives suggest it could lead the way in developing a sustainable fuel alternative, because 78% of those interviewed agreed that more exploration is needed and that it has a bright future within the industry. Thank you all for giving me the opportunity to present my presentation and talk about my abstract and my research on hydrogen fuel cells. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. about my presentation or my poster. And thank you again.